The one thing I love about doing these LinkedIn lives is that I'm always laughing when it says 3, 2, 1, go, because the people that I bring into the room are always giggling together. Tina Larsson, welcome, welcome. So good to see you.
Thank you, Meredith.
So we are doing these live events for Confidently Speaking members. You're a Confidently Speaking member. You've been one for like 4 years now. Is that about right?
4 years.
I love it. And it's all about the repetition. It's like a gym membership for speakers. You show up, you do the work, we have fun, and you get better.
Yes, and I have gotten better.
You're like killing it.
And you have gotten better.
better. Thanks, Tina. I love that. It's true. The more we show up and do something, consistency is key, right? Especially when developing a business, developing yourself. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. So today what we're going to do is we're going to have a conversation with you because it's all about how you and your expertise and knowledge can help other people. And I would really love to just get to know who you are, and then we're going to have some fun. We might do some improv. We might do a little improv. And then we'll take any questions from the audience. So if you have questions for Tina, if you have questions for me specifically, please feel free to put those in the chat. We, just say hi, where you're tuning in from, and we'd love to help support you in the best way possible. So Tina, with that said, enough of me speaking. Let's hear you. Share with us a little bit about who you are, where you are in the world, and how you serve others.
Thank you, Meredith. So I'm Tina Larsson. I am the owner and co-founder of the Folson Group. I am a co-op and condo consultant working with boards on optimizing their buildings to increase their property values and get their time back. And I'm originally from Sweden. I live in New York. We serve the New York City market, and I have been on a self-improvement quest for years, and that includes speaking, which is why I found on Clubhouse Meredith a few years ago when Clubhouse was popular, when it came and went. I don't know if it went. I
think it's still around. I believe people are still using it.
Really?
Yeah. I just don't know how I can be on multiple platforms like that anymore. There's already enough as there is.
I know.
Yeah.
Which platform do you like the best?
Oh, that's a great question.
TikTok?
Well, TikTok is where I tend to get business. I get business from TikTok and LinkedIn mostly. And it's not, and I shouldn't say it's just about the business. I think I have more fun on TikTok.
Nice.
How about you?
Having fun is the best part.
I think so.
LinkedIn.
Okay.
I found you on Clubhouse, so obviously I get something out of Clubhouse. But LinkedIn is where I get most referrals and where I build the deeper connections, and that has been the most beneficial for me and us.
Yeah, well, and also the thing that you do so brilliantly too is you're wonderful at networking. So you're not only, yes, on LinkedIn, but you're also out in the world, moving and grooving in New York City and beyond, and getting to these virtual rooms. And so when you first met me, when you first came into Confidently Speaking, there were several things, because I love that you just shared with us that you work on personal growth, but you were not only working on being a speaker, but like also how to, which is a part of speaking, be more present at networking groups and not have them be so exhausting. And I feel like this is something that would be helpful if you don't mind just sharing a little bit of your journey about that with people. And then I want to dig into how you're also serving people in the condo and co-op space as well.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So for anyone who missed all of my posts about this, I used to be so scared of networking. It was a huge fear. I was a loner as a kid, and I did everything by myself. I was never a team sports kind of person. I had my horse and I did my thing. And when I had to network, someone told us we had to network, and it was not, I was so scared. And not until I walked into room after room and I shook hands and I did what I was told to do. And it was not until one day when I realized that I needed to change my mindset from meeting a bunch of strangers to walking into a room and finding new friends. And once I changed that mindset, it really took my networking to a whole separate level. And now I've also focused, so I have a much better strategy. How many people I want to meet? Do I want to make sure that I meet one good person, a nice person? I want to meet positive persons, which is why you and I like to hang out, right?
Yeah.
So is my goal was initially to meet one good person and to follow up with that one person, and then that became 3 people, because you can't walk into a room of 100 people and expect to have 100 business cards and make anything of it.
Right.
So you set your goal is that 3 people, is that 5 people, and so that's how I walk into a room full of 200 of my best friends.
I love it. Well, what I'm hearing in that is it's the intentionality behind it. It's mindset and intentionality. And I love that you shifted that perspective from I'm walking into a room of strangers to I'm walking into a room of friends. And then the intentionality is I'm not going to try to get everybody on my calendar in this room, but I'm going to connect with 1 or 2, maybe 3 people and engage with them in further conversation outside of this network event. And I love that because it simplifies it for people, because I feel that they can tend to feel really overwhelming. But when you just can narrow it down and radically simplify your approach, it's so much nicer.
Yes, it is.
So much nicer. So tell us a little bit about how you're serving New York City, Manhattan, specifically with condos and co-ops, and then tell us the kind of people that you want to meet.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So let me just give a little bit of background for those who are not familiar with co-ops and condos. So if you live in an apartment, and it doesn't really matter where it is, it can be in Chicago or Miami. If you live in an apartment, you can either rent or you can own. If you own, that is a co-op or a condo. Or in some parts of the country, it's called an HOA or a COA or something else. For my purposes, it doesn't matter. So you have this apartment, a co-op or a condo or an HOA. You have an apartment building with 100 apartments. Obviously, they can't all argue about what they need to do about the elevator. So therefore, they elect a little miniature government, which is the board. That can be anywhere from 3 to, we've seen up to 15, but the less the easier. So, and it's typically...
I would imagine.
It's typically 5 to 7 people or so. They need to have an odd number or numbers so that they can actually make decisions. And those individuals are board members. Those are the people that I want to meet. So I want to meet New York City, greater New York City co-op and condo board members. What we do for them is that we help them get stuff done, because think about it. They are volunteers. They have a full-time job. Many of them have families. They might be an expert on immigration law or creative digital marketing. They have no idea how a building runs, right? And how it operates. Then most likely they want to go play golf or pickleball or whatever they want to do. So they have very little, and they're unpaid. So they're volunteers with little knowledge, and then they hire a property manager. The property management industry operates so that they get one person who's the representative, and that one person has 5 buildings, 6 buildings, 7 buildings. That's like running 5, 6, 7 businesses.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but one business is keeping me pretty busy, so I cannot even imagine running 5 businesses.
Yeah.
So they don't really have time either. And that's the gap that we fill. So we help the boards who are and property managers who are typically only taking care, because of lack of time, they're only taking care of emergencies for the most part. So if a pipe burst or the elevator is out, they'll take care of that. But they don't have time to get ahead of the game. So they don't have a strategy and the time to be proactive as opposed to only reactive. So they continue to work on the emergencies, and we consult them on a strategy, planning, prioritization, on getting additional projects done so that they have a longer term plan and operate more proactively.
Brilliant, which in the end saves them money because they're not being reactive.
That's correct.
Okay, beautiful. Like, so instead of like, we need to repair the elevator and we got to get it done today, and you just find the first person that you can on your online search, you probably know elevator repair services who are affordable, right? You've already done that vetting for people.
Yes.
Which is so helpful. Yeah.
Yes. And we don't only reduce the expenses. So their operating expenses as well as any of their capital repair products. So anyone who's ever been to New York, we're always under scaffolding. There's scaffolding everywhere.
And it's a celebration when it comes down. It's such a celebration. They just took it down on 181 in Cabrini area here in Washington Heights. And everyone was like hugging the construction workers.
And then it comes down, and 3 months later, it's back up.
It's back up again. You're like, sunlight. No. Yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing around here.
Yeah, so that is required to be done. Those inspections and repairs are required to be done every 5 years.
Every 5?
Every 5 years.
No wonder it feels like they're always up. Okay,
yes.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so and think about it. If the project takes 2 years to do,
and then they're back again 5 years. They're like, let's just leave the scaffolding up. It's too much of a pain in the butt. Yeah. Okay. So you find ways to help build trust with your co-ops and the condos, the boards. Can you talk to me a little bit about that trust piece and how you're helping build that so that there's, I would imagine, great relationships, not just between you, them, the owners of the building or the renters in the building. Help us understand how you're holding that space.
Yeah, so building trust is big because a lot of owners, just like renters, they say, "Oh, the evil landlord," right? So, and I don't know that they're more evil than any other people, or less evil. Yeah, and in the co-op and condo space, very often the board has very little trust. So, because think about it, if they come to you and say, "Oh, we have an assessment, we have an emergency assessment of $50,000, and you're all going to have to pay up,"
right?
And how do they make that decision? What made it come about? Why didn't they do something earlier, right? So there's a lot of trust factors in that whole relationship. Why do we have to do it? I read the bylaws and that's not necessary, right? I refuse to approve this. Well, if it's safety, it's necessary.
Right.
Yeah. And I mean, the board, just like a government, that the board has been placed there because they were voted to represent. And then they are not required. In some cases, they're required, but in most cases, if it's safety, they're not required to ask the shareholders. They can just say, "Yep, it's going to be $50,000. Here's your bill." So the way that we do it to build trust, and I say we, I mean, it's myself and my husband, we own this company together. And the way that we do it is by be more proactive with the communication and show really from a different perspective, because we are co-op owners ourselves. And I'm not on the board, but I'm very involved in the board, and Mark is the board president. And we're consultants, so we see all different sides of the same pie. And if someone came to me, hopefully he won't, and said, "You're going to have to pay $50,000, I would be pretty upset.
Yeah, I know. I would too. Yeah.
Whereas the property manager, it's not their money. So they don't have the same sensitivity as we have. So and the engineer. So let's say that the engineer, we had an engineering drawing saying this needs to be approved or this needs to happen. But they're engineering drawings. It's not very easy to see the urgency. So what we did for that project to build trust and to get everybody on board was that we got on the balcony, took pictures. Here's a little bit of steel corrosion of the balcony railing, right? And then we took a picture of when they open up 1 square foot of balcony, or of the facade right by the balcony, we could actually see the living room couch.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay.
That's how bad it was. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So showing those 2 pictures, this is like from our viewpoint, this is not engineering drawings. This is what it seemed to be the case, and this is in reality what was the case. And then we held the owners meeting with all the owners so that the board didn't have to take the heat from this big assessment, helping the board. The property manager was there also. The property manager didn't have to take the heat. We take the heat. We're an outside consultant. And we show it to them in a practical sense that really makes sense to them. And they were all on board. They're all like, yes, of course, we have to repair this.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Do you also do things like look at the end of the year reports and say, okay, so if you're an owner, you can expect that based off of the history of this building and the yearly expenses, probably put this much money away?
Yes.
Because I would imagine that helps too, rather than like, and here's a $50,000 bill. Sorry if you weren't saving for it.
Yes, we do that as early on in the project. Unfortunately, most boards don't hire us in the beginning.
Right.
They hire an engineer. The property manager says, "Oh, you need an engineer." They do their assessment, and then they say, "Oh, it's going to be $200,000 or whatever it's going to be." Okay. That's their estimate. And then and then the scaffolding go up, and then something else, and then it takes forever. And then when nothing happens, that's when the boards typically call us.
Okay. Okay. So what I'm hearing is don't wait until there's a problem. Hire the Folson group now.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. That's
the earlier. Yes.
The earlier you hire them, the easier your life is going to be.
Yes. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yes. Continue.
Well, what I love is that this business was built because you saw a need.
Yes.
Because this didn't exist before you and Mark.
That's correct.
That's correct. This happened because, from what I remember in the story, because I've been working with you on it, or have in the past, it was like the holiday season. It was Christmas, and you were like taking a bite. You were taking a bite of turkey, and then that notice came flying underneath the door that your expenses increased.
Yes. They said, starting January 1st, you're going to have to pay 5% more.
And you're like, no, I won't. I'm going to figure this out. And then you went and you figured it out. And you went and you talked to all the vendors, all that, right? And you ended up saving your building. Wasn't it over like a few years? You saved them something like $340,000.
Exactly.
I love it.
10% of the operating budget. Big numbers.
I bet people leaned in and listened.
Yes, they did. And it was, it ended at millions. We stopped counting. But the first 3 years, it was $340,000. And I said, anyone who's ever been introduced to a financial advisor, not fun, right? So when I was out networking, instead of introducing myself as the financial analyst that I was at that time by profession, I introduced myself as I helped my co-op save $340,000. And all of these people said, "Oh, can I introduce you to my board?"
You know what that's called? Ooh, this is prime for a little improv game. Are you ready?
Yes,
Are you ready? We have a few minutes left, so we're going to do an improv game. Okay. Yes. So you just did what's called a hook, right? You did a hook. Instead of saying, I'm a financial advisor or I'm a financial analyst, you said, I save your board $340,000 a year.
Yes.
Right? That's a hook. That gets people like, oh, tell me more. Okay.
Ah,
Yeah. So there's different kinds of hooks that we can use, right? There's quotes, there's stats, there's stories. There's so many things that we can do other than my name is, or I'm a financial analyst. Okay. So I'm gonna throw something at you. Okay. Are you ready? Let's pretend you are a pet shop owner. You own a pet shop and you're at a meet and greet. All right. You're meeting a bunch of other people. Maybe they're small business owners in your neighborhood. And you're going to do this structure. You are going to do a hook to introduce yourself, your name, the problem and then how you solve that problem. Let's just see what rolls out. That's just a simple structure. Hook,
okay.
name, problem, solution. Ooh, and then a call to action. Are you ready?
Okay.
Let's do this. Are you excited? Show me you're excited. Show me you're excited. Show me you're excited. Woot, 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 woot. Go.
Who can say no to this puppy? Nobody can. I'm Tina Larsson. I am your local pet shop owner. And I have hundreds of puppies in my store that I just want everybody to cuddle with. So come into my pet shop and cuddle with some pets, and maybe you'll walk home with one of these fussy little cuties.
Beautiful. How are people going to feel when they cuddle one of those puppies?
How are they going to feel?
Yeah. How are they going to feel?
Mm.
They're going to feel good.
Cozy.
Yeah. They're going to feel
excited.
It's going to be healing for them. Yes, I love it. Applause, 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 applause. How do you feel?
Good.
Good. Yeah. So that's an example of a fun structure. You want to throw one at me? You can throw one at me. You can put me on the spot too if you want to.
Oh God.
We don't have to. I mean,
yes, and Meridith. Pretend that you are a board president.
Oh, okay.
And you need to tell all the owners that they are going to have to pay $50,000 each.
Okay. I'm a board president. Okay. Did you know that in 2021 and 2022, over 275 people in Manhattan alone were injured because of a faulty elevator? Today, I'm inviting you, the owners, the people who help keep this building standing strong, to please share a small portion to help another person not get injured. Why? Because our elevators are broken, and you are the solution to helping them not be broken by hiring someone that knows what they're doing. So we're going to hire the Folson group, and you're going to be happy.
I like
give me your damn money. No.
That was brilliant.
Was that brilliant? Thank you. Thank you.
Brilliant.
I mean, a little tightening at the end. I'm feeling a little sweaty in the armpits, just a little bit, right?
I'm still from the pet store.
Right. I thought to myself, Meridith, whatever comes out of your mouth, it's going to be okay. Just breathe. Don't hold your breath. So I feel like that went pretty well.
Yes, it did.
Awesome.
You did fantastic.
Thank you.
I would want you as my board president.
Would you? Thank you. Thank you. I think that might be my next calling. That'll be my next calling. Tina, it's always wonderful talking with you. If you are not following Tina, please do. I'm going to bring up this fancy little QR code so that people can scan it for those people. If you're watching now, if you're watching later, we're live here on LinkedIn, also YouTube. Please go ahead, scan this. This is so you can connect with Tina. Tina and Mark are terrific. They are incredibly good at what they do. if anything, just get to know Tina because she has a wealth of knowledge about New York City. She's a connector. She's such a positive force of nature. I always enjoy my time with her. So please connect with Tina. And also, Tina, I want to do a shout out too, because you're coming to the retreat that Jamar Jones and I are co-hosting in October. And I'm really excited about that because that's about really building your personal brand and your marketing and getting content. We're going to be sending you all out to gather content. We're going to have a professional photographer and videographer there. And it culminates into a showcase with everybody doing a 3-minute talk. And I'm very excited to get this group of humans together because we're going to have so much fun.
Me too. And because there's going to be a professional photographer, I'm going to bring like 100 outfits.
Oh my goodness. We got to get a stylist there. What do you think? I mean, you're already stylish, but I need one for myself.
I just need a lot of outfits.
I need to go shopping more, right? That's the answer to everything. There's a stylist out there saying, no, it is not. No, it is not. You just need to be more intentional. Lovely. So Tina, any last closing thoughts that you would like to leave with people before we bow out?
The one thing, why am I echoing? The one thing that I would like to say is for all of those boards out there and all of those co-op and condo owners out there who feel that they've lost trust or they feel that it's too overwhelming, too much for them, reach out to me because I always want to be here to listen to any of your problems, concerns, and we have lots of resources, and I always want to be of service to co-op and condo owners as well as board members.
Beautiful. Yes, please do reach out to Tina. Also, if you're curious about Confidently Speaking and you would also like to be a member, we have 2 cohorts, one on Wednesdays from 4 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time and Fridays from 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern Time. We're taking new students starting in the 4th quarter in October. So please reach out to me. Tina, it is always a pleasure to be in a space with you. So thank you.